Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my third stream of Buried Stars. This is DodgeDusk, and I hope enjoy. I hope you all enjoy. Right, let's go and resume. Victim found. Communication started. Hey, I've done that right. Yes, that's correct. Yes, that's correct, because last I remember I was making everybody else happy at the expense of my own sanity, which is always never a good thing. The steel frames were too heavy to move. I thought the three of us would have been enough. The frames might have been supporting something else. If that was the case, trying to remove it could have led to a further collapse. But it feels awful to just leave her like that. Perhaps we can free her if all of us try together. Yeah, no. Do you? We have no choice. We're also stuck in here, and the rescue team told us to leave the site alone. I know, oh my god. Ha ha ha, welcome back, Richard Forrest. Nice to see at least one familiar face. Do you inside, while staring at the other side of the stage. Trying to remove something from the wreckage can be very dangerous. I did try messing around with the mic settings again. So if I'm coming across as too loud or something, please let me know. The rest of us are barely holding it together. Let's just focus on the fact we're safe for now. She barely had any wounds on her body. You know, apart from the big one that was on her head and the back of her hand. Most of her wounds were focused around her hands, head and legs. That's why I thought she was just unconscious when I first saw her. But when I looked closely, that wasn't the case. Do-yoon dropped his head. It was unfortunate for her. 2 seconds, sorry. If the debris missed, she would have... Do-yoon, think about it. If her entire body was buried, we wouldn't even have found her. Yu hesitated, pondering on what to say. Don't think too much about it. It already happened. Is there not supposed to be music? I feel like there should be music. Just give me a second. Have I escape? Sound. Yeah, music's up. That's very, unless it's not supposed to be sound at this point. Let me just go back to the main menu. Yeah, there is music. Okay, maybe this is no music at that particular point. It's a bit ominous. Oh no, you only have my dulcet tones. That's entering your ears. Oh no, the pressure's on. She had a wound on her hand as well. It was on the back of her hand. Although it wasn't anything serious. Do-you nodded. But why the back of her... Sorry. Why the back of her hand? She was either scratched or hit by something. Well... I didn't have courage to think that far. Oh, same here. The two of them fell silent for a moment. The debris must have poured down when it collapsed. That's when she probably got hurt. Don't worry about what I said earlier. I just blurted it out because something just felt off. Yeah, I know. You should try to shake off what you saw back there as well. We should be careful not to break down as well. Yeah, tell me about it. The largest wound was on top of her head. She might still be alive if not for that. She might still be alive if not for that one. Huh. The two of them let out a sigh while staring at the floor. I thought she would still be alive until I saw her like that. But it was stupid of me to think that without any reason. Because she was always in control of all situations. I guess so, but it was different this time around. Nobody could have taken control of this situation. We were all swept away. Who could have imagined that an incident like this would have happened? What if she was still alive? What if she took control and led us until the rescue team arrives? I'm not too sure about that. Sengyeon was used to controlling others, but if she ran into a situation that cannot be controlled, she would have broken down. I can't even imagine her like that. We would still be in a chaotic situation, just in a different way. The debris by the head, it was a chunk of concrete. It probably fell from the ceiling. It was covered in blood. Yeah. Looks like the direct cause of her death was... Obviously it was this. Being hit on the head by the debris. It must have been the fatal blow. Yes, there's no doubt about it. Although her legs were crushed under the steel frames. That alone wouldn't have been enough to kill her, though. Gyu-hyuk fell silent. His face was pale. His eyes were on the other side of the area where Sengyeon was found. You okay, my dude? I just felt nauseous for a second. I'm fine. Gyu-hyuk turned back to Do-yoon again. I guess everyone agrees that the cause of death was being struck by the piece of debris. The debris that struck her head seems to have been the cause of death. Her other injuries are relatively minor. Just how crowded is it out there? There's probably a huge crowd of reporters and bystanders. What are they trying to see? The collapse site? People getting hauled away? Maybe both. Gyu-hyuk looked up at the ceiling. There were only darkness above. What are you worried about the most? The crowded accident site could lead to a rescue delay. That's the most important thing. I'm worried that the rescue efforts might get delayed. They need to take control of the site and dismiss anyone who's not involved. I agree, that's what matters the most for us. Another thing that worries me is the unstable network. It's probably because there are too many people out there. The reporters are bystanders. The volume of calls must be massive. And they're probably using up all of the data traffic as well. You've got a point. The collapse is probably one of the causes, but it's especially bad in here. At this rate, we won't be able to make any necessary calls. Gyu-hyuk quickly looked at his watch. I hope they clean up the area quickly. Cell phone network traffic has increased dramatically during the chaos. It has led to them receiving unstable network connections. Is there really supposed to be no sound? This does not sound okay. Set it. I'm pretty sure there was sound when I was speaking to Sail Chan. Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. What do you think about it? He remained ambiguous by describing it as a little accident. I think he was trying to side with him. Right, if he wanted to offend him, he wouldn't have said he wasn't ill-intentioned. But how? Gyu quietly glanced at Haesung. But how did he end up causing a serious accident? His criminal record indicates something not. I hate pronouncing this word. His criminal record indicates something not negligible really happened. Well, he's been awfully quiet about it. Because it would be pointless to talk about it? Or maybe he just wanted to leave it ambiguous. They're right about the casualty. But it's got nothing to do with the rescue being delayed. I don't think they have a very credible source. They probably second-guessed it from the scrapping of all the rumours. It's only adding confusion to the situation. What's exactly going on out there? I get that it's hard to manage the fatter posts. Although it would be nice if they could. I don't think they can do that either. The two quietly looked at each other. Passionately. I hope people aren't swayed. Are you talking about the people outside? Or us? I meant both, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything useful? There were several cameras shooting the stage. But I'm not sure if we can recover any footage from it, since they're all damaged. Most of the security cameras are broken too. The two looked around the stage. All the security cameras were either broken or missing from the collapse. There weren't any security cameras shooting the stage in the first place. Most of them were installed near the seats and the hallways. And there weren't any cameras in the backstage either. Considering the size of this building, it always felt like there weren't enough security cameras. Plus, most of the cameras were turned off. They had to reroute the wires while changing the structure. You're right. Then all of the footage are probably terrible. We can think about that once we get out of here. If we get out of here. I knew that show was proceeding too smoothly. But I guess there was a backdoor deal. I hope everyone who's involved in this get what they deserve. Ooh, I totally agree. Altering even a few pillars completely changes the amount of load a building can hold. Can we even measure the extent of the problem? It's definitely not something we can measure. Yu stared into the collapsed audience seats. Maybe it's just one of the rumours in Fata. But it's hard to just dismiss this as a hoax. The stage did collapse after all. Yeah, and a person died because of it. We can't just let this slide. It's no surprise. She was enthusiastic about her work, but demanding as well. But since she produced good ratings, the executives left her alone. And her staff took care of all the dirty work. There's no denying she was successful up to this point. We're saying she was demanding, but perhaps it was one of her leadership qualities. But the key here is that we're suffering from the consequences of her actions. We're only in this mess because she ignored all procedures and precautions. And this disaster ended up hurting her as well. A bit more than hurting her. It killed her. She crossed the line. I wonder what the executives will say this time.
やっぱり
They'll probably try to conceal as much as possible and then blame everything on Seng Yon. It's sad that I can't argue with that statement. Yeah, unfortunately, he is probably correct there. Oh,
そういえば
do we want to talk about this? I don't think my sanity's doing too well as it is at the moment. I heard that the ends of her pants were torn.
それは
That's where her legs got stuck under the steel frame.
そうかしら
Do you think she was awake even after the steel frame came down? Yu Yong covered her pale face with the palms of her hands.
大丈夫ですか
You okay, Yu Yong? Nobody knows when Seng Yon died. We can only guess.
やっぱり
She must have been lonely. I wish she wasn't alone when she died.
りょうくん
Do-yoon, what's with the look on your face?
な
Oh, it's just...
あの
I thought you were on bad terms with her. You should know by now.
違う
Just because I didn't like her, it doesn't mean that I wanted her to end up like this. We had some rough exchanges only because we knew we continued to see each other. Yeah, it makes sense.
確かに
Considering how she was in the middle of the collapse, her body was clean, and there weren't any large debris around.
それは
I took a closer look at that area. The debris was actually under and around her body.
そうなんだ
I see. So there were pieces of debris after all. The two fell silent for a moment.
多分
We wouldn't have found her if she was completely buried.
はい
We already reported about her. The rescue team will take good care of her. Yu Yong quietly nodded. If she was reported as missing, her family would have been even sadder.
そういえば
You said there was a wound on her hand?
合ってます
It was in the back of her hand. I almost missed it at first. I see. What about her palm?
それは
Nothing serious there.
そうかな
Did she get hurt while trying to protect herself from the debris? Yu Yong sighed after a brief pause.
もしも
If we had found her earlier...
まさか
If doesn't mean anything at this point. We've been through so much.
分かってる
I know.
そうだけど
But I know you would think of the same thing. You've probably considered other scenarios where she didn't have to leave us like this.
あの時
I only saw her legs at first. It was obviously pinned under the steel frames. But her head wound, I didn't see it because of her hair.
やっぱり
Probably because her hair was a mess. I only saw that she had a head injury when I got close.
そういえば
She was lying face down.
なぜかしら
What do you think messed up her hair so badly? Her hair was a mess because... What? She fell on the ground, I presume.
それは
She probably hit her head on the ground when she fell. Oh. Yu Yong fell silent with a grim expression on her face.
考えてみてよ
But her hair was all over the place, not just in one direction. It was as if she frantically shook her head. Yes, I'm sure she was struggling until she got hit in the head. Maybe you're right,
わかるでしょ
but you don't need to picture it in your head. I'm afraid you might.
いえ
Do-yoon, don't worry about me.
分かってる
I'll be careful. It's just that I think I can sympathize with her when she struggled. It could have happened to any of us.
りょうくん
Do-yoon, please be careful.
はい
You too. Let's get out of here safely. Okay. She was lying a bit slanted on the ground with her face down. Her tangled hair was covering her face.
どうして
I can't believe it. How could a debris fall and... Yu Young trembled while pulling at the tip of her long hair. I can't believe it either. I never imagined she would leave us like this. It was all too sudden.
はい。
I really feel like I'm having a nightmare.
そうよ。
Yeah, I hope we're having a nightmare. And when I wake up, I'll get up from my bed and have a cold drink of water, hoping that it'll shake away all the horrible memories. Yu Young, is there a way to forget all this? I'm completely lost. You need to pull yourself together. You too, stay strong.
なぜかしら。
Perhaps someone's misfortune draws in more people than someone's happiness.
くそ。
It's more amusing to watch others' misfortune. Some people who used to cheer for me during the preliminaries turned their back on me when I made it to the finals.
やっぱり。
Who knows what people think?
結局、
They can change their mind in an instant. If you rely on others too much, both can collapse at some point. Yu Young put on a bland smile. Just how crowded is it out there? I thought they could sort things out since they have the police and rescue team out there.
もし、
What did they say during the call?
それが、
They just said it was crowded. Are you curious? Yeah, they're the ones who passionately came over to laugh at our misfortune.
りょうくん、
Do you? Don't think too much of it. Standing before the crowd means that you are willing to endure that kind of hardship. Yeah, makes sense. There's a time difference.
そうです。
He got along fine in the beginning.
そうね。
He enjoyed attention and was always cheerful. What had been said is not so different from what they are saying now.
それは、
There was an abrupt change sometime in the middle of the show. I think he was intentionally verbally aggressive. Yu Young paused for a moment, touching her cheek with her finger.
わからないわ。
I don't know. Maybe time changed him. He's still too young for that, but that makes sense.
そうかしら。
What do you think happened during the high school days? Or maybe the Hae-sung we see now is his true personality. Bitch, I don't know.
そうかな。
They're probably second guessing after hearing about the missing person. But we're the only ones who are aware of what's happening in here.
の、
We did kind of tell the people outside,
違うわ。
but it couldn't have leaked this fast.
それは、
I also think what they say on Fata is simply guesswork.
もしも、
If the police or rescue team releases a statement at this point, the first person who brought it up will be treated as a prophet.
そうかも。
Either that or they get their account deleted after getting flamed to oblivion. The opinions will vary after they make an official statement. Yu Young nodded after a brief pause.
そうよ。
You're probably right. The same exact words can either be praised or forsaken by the crowd. Anyway, I just don't like the fact that people are gossiping outside the official channel.
どうして。
We even inspected her body because they asked us to.
違う。
Hello. Sorry if I butcher the pronunciation of your name. Irakli Pokrovsky? I'm very sorry if I butchered that. I think I have. Thank you for coming. It seems insensitive for them to ask for more.
多分、
I'm just saying it's a possibility. They haven't asked us for more at this point. Yeah, they probably don't even know what they're talking about, right? To be honest, I'm not really sure.
そうかしら。
They are asking us to prepare and submit things. I don't think they are aware of our situation. Just holding ourselves together is a challenge for us. Yu Young glanced at the audience area with a worried look on their face. I'm sure everyone feels the same. If they make an excessive demand again, maybe we should refuse it.
やっぱり、
I was wondering why things were moving so fast.
結局、
So there was an exchange of money after all.
そうかも。
They had their reason to overlook some of the controversial issues.
そうかな。
That means they took the bribe without anyone realizing it. Do you think that's possible?
合ってます
Seeing how someone testified, it wasn't a complete
一
secret.
旦
It's not like the minor staffs got anything out of this.
多分
The money probably went up to the higher ups in the company. How high?
なぜかしら。
How high to get permissions to carry out this ugly construction without any objections?
それは
We'll find out once they investigate everything. Yeah, even I'm getting curious.
問題はそれよ。
I feel like Fata is just adding more fuel to the fire. Do you really think the person worked with her?
まさか
I've read the comments, but they weren't really secrets.
そうよ。
Right, and they lack detail.
やっぱり
Zengion's personality was covered in various interviews.
やっぱり
If it had been an ordinary day, the people would have lashed out at him for enumerating. Bloody hell! People would have lashed out at him for enumerating things that that everyone knows. But now it's spreading like crazy.
それは
It's the kind of thing that people like to see. You know, things about karma.
一旦
I guess a lot will be revealed once they start investigating the accident. If there is someone who really knows what happened, I wish they would find the courage to step forward. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Right.
それは
You said the ends of her pants were damaged. That means she was conscious until she got hit on the head, right?
とにかく
I think it's a sign that she was trying to get out of there. No shit!
分かった
However, she failed and lost her life. Inha quietly shook her head.
もし
Can't we move the steel frame? Did they ask us to preserve the site?
違った
Hugh, Hei-sung and I tried to do that, but it was too heavy.
分かるだろ
It was placed there by a crane, so I don't think we can do anything about it.
だとしたら
If the three of you failed, she had no chance by herself. How could she end up like this? I never wanted this for her. When I first saw her, I thought she was just unconscious. It didn't even seem like she was suffering from any serious injuries.
そうだったな
Same here, until I got close to her. I knew I was horribly wrong after seeing her hands, legs, and head.
それは
There were only a few pieces of small debris in her body.
やっぱり
The larger pieces were actually underneath her.
本当に
Huh? What do you mean? The top of her body was clean, but there was debris under her? The reason why the debris was underneath her body was because... Well, it'd be that one, right? She must have fallen on top of the debris. That's why all those debris are underneath her. I mean, that makes sense, right? Inha tilted her pale face.
待って
I can understand that, but why is it clean on top of her body?
それは
That's because, if you think about the debris that fell around her body,
だとすると
it must have been a sign that she had been struggling, right? Most of the debris that was under her already, and the ones on top of her must have fallen off.
そうだろうな
I think you're right. Bro!
ね
It's not a matter of right or wrong. We're not solving a quiz here. It's more scary now that I figured out the reason. If I were in the same situation,
大丈夫
Inha, don't think too deeply. The collapse is over, we just need to be careful.
そうなの
Is that what you want to believe?
分かった
I want to, and I have to. Beneath her was a pile of concrete debris, but the back of her body was relatively clean, which means she struggled to free herself. I guess?
それは
You said there was a wound on her hand.
分かった
Yeah, it was on the back of her hand. Why the back of her hand?
え
What do you mean, why?
それは
I did some thinking after hearing about that. About why she got hurt in the back instead of the palm of her hand.
So
Was she trying to protect her head? She must have been She must have covered her head with both hands. That explains the wound on the back of her hand.
そうだった
If there was no blood or wound on the palm of her hand, there was no blood. There was no blood or wound on the palm of her hand. It was clean.
そうね。
Right, that's exactly what I thought. You said the ends of her pants under the steel frames were
だ
damaged.
としたら、
I think she was trying to get out.
違った
That wound on the back of her hand, it wasn't a scrape or a cut. It looked as if she got hit by something.
だとすると、
Meaning she was conscious until she got hit in the head. I'm just speculating here. That's just terrifying. Well, I think it's becoming more clearer at this point that she was attacked. Someone attacked her with what I'm assuming was that large piece of concrete. Although it wasn't critical, she had a large wound on the back of her hand as well. However, her palm was clean. It seems she was wounded while covering her head. The one on her head was the biggest wound, right?
そうだ
Yeah, it was the most serious. Right on top of her head. In half round. Good grief.
そうな
Are
の
you saying that was the fatal injury?
そうだ
A positive. That was the fatal injury. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
大丈夫
It's fine. Do I look that bad? Your face turned pale.
わかった
I see.
だとしたら、
I wonder how long it took until she got hit on the head after getting trapped under those frames. I hope it wasn't too long.
それは、
I saw it too, the chunk of debris. Really? I thought I told you to stay back.
それは、
I did stay behind.
でも、
But how could I not see that? Inha stroked her forearms with both hands. At first I thought it was a dark rock.
とにかく、
You know, it was rather dark because of the flickering lights. Actually, it wasn't just
あ
dark.
っそ、
Yes, it was blood. Once I realised that, I had goosebumps all over my body. Inha seemed to be catching her breath. We just lucked out, but she didn't. It was probably a coin flip for all of us. The crowd and the reporters. At some point, I began to think it's natural for them to follow us around. But I didn't know they would gather in a situation like this.
難しいな。
I can't even say that this was unexpected.
そうだけど、
Sometimes I felt like they were praying for something to happen,
やっぱり
although they couldn't have expected this kind of accident to occur.
とりあえず、
Even when there's a fire, a crowd gathers. People gather, get a kick out of the situation, and start to blabbing nonsense.
そうでしょ
That's human nature, right? Inha bit her lower lip.
とにかく、
The problem here is that the crowd could affect the rescue operation. I just hope they are able to control the site.
違う
There must be police officers out there, right? They need to kick out anyone who's not involved. It's pretty serious if we can't even contact the outside properly.
ありえる
He wasn't ill-intended? I think he was pretty hostile to me.
それは
Because you said it's from middle school.
そうだけど、
That has great implications for us. What does that even mean?
例えば、
Most kids are nice when they are young, but eventually some turn into assholes as they grow up. No, I'm pretty sure some kids can be assholes when they're young as well. I'm pretty sure a high percentage of kids are assholes when they're young. I'm sorry, Inha, I can't agree with this. Inha turned her head and pouted.
これはどうかな
Do we really know the truth behind the so-called minor accidents? Minor accidents, free lunch. Could have said it either way. Are you being sarcastic to begin with?
あれよ
Of course, once I fall into a panic due to his trick, he'll stab me right in the back.
私が思うに、
Hit him with a few jabs, so-called minor accidents. Now that we've come this far, it might not be the case.
いや
Even if they're making stuff up, the timing was impeccable.
わかるだろ
There were a lot of people talking out of their asses. It's probably just a rumour floating around the internet.
見る必要ないでし
It's 100% fake, seeing how the post said something about rescue delays.
ょ違う
If there is a casualty, they would have tried to rush the rescue instead of delaying it.
とりあえず
I just hope no one seriously believes that in that post. Although it might be too late already.
それは
If there was a proper source, it would have been on the news. They wouldn't be saying things like a friend of my friend said. Inha frantically shook her watch. I don't want to check it, but I just can't help it. All those posts I ignored before feels a bit serious now.
あの
It helps to just completely get off the internet. Yeah, that's true. Can you do that? I just can't help but to keep checking and reading these posts. Yeah, I always say that if you're having like a bad day or whatever, just stay off the internet because the internet's not going to help you. But I know it's pretty hard this day and age for people like us. The people outside will only get to hear about what happened in here through testimonies.
それなら
What about the cameras? I know they're sloppy, but
見る必要ないでしょ
I don't think the security cameras were properly working even before the collapse. Remember when I got that letter from the stalker? I asked the staff to check the security cameras for any footage, just in case.
そうか
You did? And what did they say?
それは
They told me that the cameras are all fake. Wow! Oh god. How the hell did this show even go forward? Fake?
そうだから
Those cameras didn't even work. Hello, new person. That's probably a robot. Those cameras didn't even work. This entire place was half-assed when they built it.
私が思うに
All of the power cables were rerouted elsewhere, and the rest of the stuff was just put up for show. Pretty serious, huh? No wonder the stage collapsed.
まったく
So it was about money after all. Someone made some pocket money by allowing the shoddy construction.
そうかな
I knew things were moving fast, but I didn't think there would be cracks.
ありえるね
Rapid work. I'm not speaking very well today. Rapid work always leads to cracks, and some people try to make profits off it.
そうってことは
If that Fata post is true, somebody has to take responsibility for this mess.
それは
What if that someone is already gone? Are you talking about Sengyeon?
そうでしょ
Don't you think they'll try to put the blame on someone who can't refute? That's a calm analysis.
当然でしょ
I can be calm when I have to. But it's kind of funny that I'm the one saying this.
え
What's so funny about you saying that? Well, you know, I'm kind of known for being chill. You're also kind of known for being bossy, apparently. Enthusiastic but dogmatic. Ooh, like that word, dogmatic. Did one of her staff really unleash this rumor? Well, it was pretty much open to the public,
でしょ
I guess. Although everyone praised her about it when she was doing well.
そうでしょ
But now that the situation has changed, the person immediately turned against her. Inha raised her head after mumbling. I'm not trying to side with anyone, but
そうだけど
it's ridiculous to see the spineless prick suddenly turn around and stab her in the back like this.
じゃあこれは
We're not even sure if the original poster actually worked with her.
それとも
If not, that's ridiculous in itself as well. It means that person is just seeking attention by using the situation. They should put all of them in prison. I think it's a bit excessive. Oh yeah, some anonymous person said a random post on Fata. Let's put him in prison. But it's kind of funny that I'm the one saying this. What's so funny about you saying that? Well, you know, I'm kind of known for being chill. What? You just repeated the same line of dialogue. Girl, get some new original content, please. I'm gonna add that's something that I need to put out of context. Give me a second. Okay. Thank you very much. 2 seconds. Her legs were stuck.
そうだったな。
She couldn't even move. Yeah. This might sound weird, but I hope she died instantly from the debris, so that she wouldn't have had to suffer. Hey Sung. When we examine Sengyeon's body, I mean, I would rather say the truth. I think you'd want to know the truth.
いや、
The ends of her pants were damaged. I think it's a sign that she struggled to escape for some time.
わかる。
Do you? I know I have eyes, you know. I'm just hoping she didn't struggle for long.
わかった。
Yeah, let's hope she didn't. Yes. Oh no! My rapport with him grew. Oh no! My head was spinning until just now. But when I saw Sengyeon, my head just went blank for a moment. That's natural. She couldn't free her legs from the steel frame on her own. The tear marks on her pants indicate that she was awake immediately after becoming trapped. Her body was relatively unscathed, at least. If the debris had fallen just slightly away from her, she wouldn't have ended up like this. Yeah, it's such a pity. This is so cruel. Sengyeon poured her heart into the show. Haesung gulped, overwhelmed with sadness. It's not fair.
あの、
Haesung,
わかる。
I know it'll just agitate me to continue thinking about this. But if you think about it, we're in the same situation as her. Buried. I still thought that Sengyeon would be alive. I had no justification for it, but I just wanted to believe in her. You and me both. Why was I so sure that she'd be alive? Because she was always there. Because we thought she would lead us towards the image that she had created for us. Sengyeon also had a wound on her hand.
もしかして。
Do you think she tried to block it? What else? Just thinking about it makes my heart ache. Haesung clenched his shirt near the chest. It must have been so painful.
大丈夫。
Are you okay, Haesung? No. Do I look okay to you? Frankly, I don't know why I said I'd help you with the inspection. I shouldn't have looked. That wound on her head must have been what killed her. No shit.
わかった。
It was on top of her head.
わかった。
Right. Do you know what that means?
え
What? The meaning of her injury being on the top of her head. Haesung nodded as if he was waiting for Do Yoon's response. The fatal injury on top of her head. Okay, top is in like... She must have been... Her head must have been up. So that's the only way it makes sense.
それ
It
は。
means that she was holding her head up. If she was lying on the floor with her face down, the wound should have occurred on the side or back of her head. Yes. Right, she was holding her head up. I don't want to think about it. Haesung licked his parched lips. Haesung, don't think too deeply.
大丈夫。
You only need to answer the questions about when the rescue team gets here.
違う。
It's not easy as it sounds. I can't just make it go away and not think about it. Haesung scratched the back of his ears with a pale face. The fact that she got hit on top of her head while holding her head up, that means Sengyeon was conscious until the last moment. I don't want to think about it either. I want to shake off these kinds of thoughts. She had a fatal injury on the top of her head. She was hit by debris while her chin was raised. She must have been conscious until the last minute. That stupid debris. Damn it! It keeps coming back to me. Haesung dropped his pale face.
そうだった。
There was blood on it.
わかる。
I know, don't chew over it. I want to forget it as soon as possible.
わかった。
Me too. But I just can't get it out of my head. Can't get it out of your head. Haesung bit his lips and just stood there. Haesung's eyes briefly wandered before regaining focus as he raised his head again.
えっと、
I guess it's similar for everyone, right?
あのさ、
Including you and me? It's not easy to think about other things under these circumstances. Well, no, it wouldn't be, would it?
やれやれ。
What are the police doing? Are they just going to let the crowd gather?
違う。
No way, they wouldn't let such a thing happen.
Huh?
They shouldn't, but they are, aren't they?
違うけど。
I'm sure they're busy right now, but this is bullshit. Haesung locked eyes with Du Yun while complaining.
何？
What? I don't deserve to criticize the crowd because I'm posting on Fata? Huh? I didn't say anything.
まったく。
I could tell what you were thinking from that look in your eyes.
あの、
This is just how my eyes look. I guess that's true.
まったく。
Good grief.
そうだった。
He claims to be your middle school buddy.
わかる。
Yes, I'm sure.
え？
Even when that post was the only thing you could see?
だからな。
The montage matches. The montage? Haesung kicked the floor. He caused some trouble, but he wasn't ill-intentioned. I was quite popular until I was in middle school. I see.
違う。
Are you having odd thoughts again because of the part where I used to be a troublemaker?
違う。
I wasn't thinking about anything. Yeah, that seems to be a common thought with you, do you? You just don't think. There's nothing in between those ears of yours.
わかった。
Well, okay. You know, there's always that mischievous kid in every classroom.
そうだ。
It was the same for me. He was a troublemaker in middle school, but he had many friends because he didn't mean to harm anyone. I can't speak today, my dear lord. He was a troublemaker in middle school, but he had many friends because he didn't mean to harm anyone. He was just a joker that you'd see in every class. Until I went to high school.
へえ。
Look how they're just making shit up. Why don't they just say that we all died?
それは、
It's probably just speculation coming from Sengyeon being missing from the survivors list.
それで、
Maybe, or maybe not. I heard there are bystanders and reporters everywhere at the site. Did we tell the rescue team about Sengyeon earlier?
だから
A
な。
reporter might have sniffed something out from that call. But that Fata post seemed like a wild speculation.
わかった。
That's what all Fata posts look like. Hello! Another name I can't pronounce. Who's also probably a bot. They're trying to make the best out of one small piece of bait.
ち
To take the bait or not is up to the reader. Maybe they're
そうかな。
maybe they're getting information from somewhere. Trust me in this one. I don't think there's proper footage. Sorry. All the security cameras were placed randomly too. I don't know. I must be popular with the robots. Must be popular with the toasters. I have always said that Aegis from Persona 3 was one of my favourite characters, so maybe that's why the toasters are attracted to me. But there were cameras shooting the main stage. Can I do anything about the post? I can actually remove them. Remove. Yeah. Well, they're gone now. I'm guessing they still have footage until the building collapsed. Hello, Sakura. Or Sakura. Sorry if I mispronounced that. What about after the collapse? I bet they've just been pointed at the floor. Haesung stared at the other side of the collapse site. They're all looking broken anyway. On. Regarding the possible lack of evidence from the scene, I reckon we should secure some evidence.
それなら
Shouldn't we preserve something, like some photos of the collapse site?
チッ
The rescue team will come in and see for themselves. Why would you want to take photos of this godforsaken
も
place?
し
They might need some evidence for their investigation.
あ
I didn't know you were the type to plan out your future.
考えてみろ
Just look at us.
違う
What are we? Investigators? We're just accident survivors. Hae-sung shook his watch.
それで
If you're suggesting I take photos with this, I refuse.
チッ
And it would suck to get my watch confiscated for evidence. I mean, you're not going to have the watch after the Common show anyway. But if they ask us for it, well, in that case, I would have to give it up. But hopefully it'll be okay to delete my personal photos first.
大丈夫
Are you okay with deleting them? I can just look at the backup photos from the cloud. I'll still have access even if I delete them from the watch. I really can't relate with someone who's not using the newest model. Damn. Okay, okay, and In has apparently the snob? Hae-sung's watch can be used to transmit files online from the collapsed site. Since photos are backed up in the cloud, it's okay to delete personal data from the watch. Alright, so I got everything. Right, okay.
チッ
I can't believe his staff members were taking bribes.
やっぱり
In this business, people tend to walk the line between legal and illegal when schedules are tight. That's where the executives profited off of.
あそうか
Are you saying this is the executives' fault? What was it? Creative? That's unpredictable too, right? That changes like several times a day. They need to devise some expedient methods in order to push it.
あ
It's not like they were encouraging corruption, you know. The person who messed up is at fault.
それは
Those expedient methods led to the current situation. And in the end, she... Are you saying it's karma? How can you say that about someone who literally just got her head smashed? Hae-sung took a step forward. Come on in. Let's square up him, boy. I'm not saying she deserves it. If the fact pose is true, all the staff that were involved should get punished too. But we're in a difficult situation now. Waiting for the rescue team to arrive is our priority.
わかる
You don't want me to feed the trolls? I already know that. Anyway, I got lots of things to say when I get out. You'll wait and see.
チッ
How could someone backstab her during a time like this? They all kept their mouths shut before.
わかった
It certainly doesn't seem right to bring this up right now. But it was only a matter of time before this blew up.
わかるだろ
Anyone who would have worked with her knew about it.
わかった
Yeah, they all had it easy back then. Bossy or not, they only stayed quiet because she was doing so well.
それで
Nothing has changed. I bet they thought they can get something out of this by bringing up this issue. Or they're planning on putting the blame on her if someone has to take responsibility for the mess. Hae-sung crossed his arms and huffed.
それは
Nobody knows about Sengyeon yet. If people find out about it, that person could face strong headwinds. If that's the case, I hope they face the storm. And get completely blown away. Okay. Yes, let's move on. My sanity keeps worsening every single time. Look at my face. My face is the face of someone that's given up. Oh.
待ってもう一度やってみるわ
I'll try calling again. Hold on. Yu Yong fiddled with her watch.
こんな時に言うことじゃないかもしれませんけど
I don't know if this is an appropriate time to say this, but
チーフ本当にあのままにしておいていいんでしょうか
we don't have to move Sengyeon's corpse, right?
私もこんなこと言っていいのかわからないんだけど
I'm not sure if this is appropriate either,
調査を頼まれただけで運べとは言われてないじゃない。
but we were asked to just examine the body, not move it.
そうですね。警察の取り調べで何か言われるかもしれないですし。
Right. Plus, the police might ask us why they moved her during the during the interrogation. Inha's eye widened.
警察？取り調べ？なんで？事故なんでしょ？
Police? And what interrogation? It was just an accident.
とにかく基本的なことは調べるはずです。
Well, they'll probably just ask us some basic questions regarding the accident. A dead silence fell over him.
なんだ
Why?
警察が来たらまずいことでも
Any reason you want to avoid the police?
あんまりびっくりするから俺まで驚くところだったぜ
You seem so surprised that it almost startled me as well.
頭がこんがらがってるのにあんた一体何よ。
I'm already having a hard time here. Don't make it worse.
俺
Oh, really?
つかもどうした俺のせいで頭がもっと痛くなった
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit a nerve there? This guy needs to get punched in the face really hard right now. I can't stand this guy. Hashtag cancel Haesung.
自分も怖くて震えてたくせに何強気ぶってんだ。
Why are you acting all tough now? I remember you shaking like a leaf.
直人の目今にも飛び出してきそうだな
Jeez, Sale, your eyes are literally burning up.
電話がつながったわ。静かにしてちょうだい。
The call went through. Quiet, please.
最下位は何も喋るなってそれとも順位別に一言ずつ喋っていけるのか
That's another bot. Hello, Arturo. You are being vaporized. Remove. So I don't even have the right to speak up because I'm in last place. I get your allotted one sentence for each rank above last.
ユーマ
Hey, Sung.
わかったよ
Alright,
静かにする
I'll shut up for now. Yu Young continued her phone conversation.
そうじゃないんです。私が確かめたわけではないので。
That's not what I mean. I didn't see it for myself. She seemed to have difficulty while trying to explain the situation.
実際に確かめた人が伝えた方がいいかもしれないわ。
I think they want to talk to someone who actually saw her.
俺が代わります
I'll do it.
そうね。頼むわ。
Okay, go ahead. Yu Young held her wrist up for Du Yoon. Du Yoon explained what he saw and heard through the phone.
終わりました
I'm done. Yu Young lowered her wrist and shook it lightly.
結構長かったなレイナさん腕疲れたんじゃ
That was a long conversation. Your arm must hurt.
そこまでではないわ。
It wasn't that bad.
他に言いたいことがあったのか
Were there other things you needed to report?
ついでに世間話なんてしてたはずもないし。
It's not like you were having a little chit chat with them. Of course it wasn't a little chit chat.
ちょっとおかしいところがあったんで
I just thought something was off.
おかしいってどこが？
Like what?
どういう意味かわからないんですけど。
What do you mean?
プロデューサーは頭にコンクリートの瓦礫が当たっていた
Seng-yeon was
瓦
hit.
礫はすぐ見つかったよ
Seng-yeon was hit in the head by a piece of concrete. We found it right next to her.
ある程度の大きさだったし
That
血
was
痕がついてるのは
that
一つしかなかっ
that was the only one with a bloodstain.
た間違いなく致命傷だったと思う
Obviously, it was the cause of the fatal injury.
確かに周りにあったのは小さい瓦礫ばかりだった
Yeah, the rest of the debris around her body was small.
そんなのみんな知ってることだろ
Everyone already knows that.
待て本題はこれからだ
Keep listening. I didn't get to my point yet. Pick out the inconsistent clues one by one. Oh, okay. It wasn't critical. She had a large wound on the back of her hand as well. However, her palm was clean. It seemed like she was wounded while covering her head. She was lying slanted on the ground with her face down. Her tangled hair was covering her face. She couldn't free her legs from the steel frame on her own. The tear marks in her pants indicate she was awake immediately after becoming trapped. She had a fatal injury on top of her head. She was hit by debris while her chin was raised. Beneath her was a small particle of debris, but the back of her body was relatively clean, which means she struggled to free herself. The debris that struck her in the head seems to have been the cause of death. Her other injuries are relatively minor. She hit by debris while her chin was raised. She must have been unconscious until the last minute. Well, I'm assuming it's the head injury because her chin being raised is a bit awkward. She had a fatal injury in the top of her head. She was hit by debris while her chin was raised. Beneath her was a pile of concrete debris, but the back of her body was relatively clean, which means she struggled to free herself. The debris that struck her head seems to be the cause of death. The other injuries are relatively minor. The marks on the hands indicate she was awake immediately after becoming trapped. I'm going to assume it's them two, but I fully admit I could be completely wrong.
瓦礫が当たったのは
The
頭
debris
頂部だった
the debris fell on top of her head,
一目でわかるくらい大きな傷だ
and the wound was large enough to be noticed right
顔
away.
を上げている状態だったなら直前までは意識があったはずだ
You said she was probably you said that she probably had her head up, meaning she was conscious until the final moment.
手の甲に傷があった手のひらは
There was
な
a
んとも
wo-
なかった
there was a wound on the back of her hand. The palm of her hand was clean.
瓦礫から頭をかばってできた傷だし
Yeah, she was trying to protect her head from the debris.
頭に怪我をした後にかばったなら手のひらにも血がついてるはずだ
If she had covered her head after being injured, her palm would have been bloody as well.
順序的に頭にぶつかる前に怪我したってことか
So are you implying that she was already hurt before she got hit in the head?
そう頭をかばうのは意識がある時にできることだ
Yeah, covering your head is only possible when you're conscious.
それのどこがおかしいんだ
So what's so strange about the wound?
もう一度順を追って話してみるよ
I'll arrange the evidence and I'll arrange the events in the right order. I got it right, bitches. Nice.
ステージが崩壊し足が鉄骨の下敷きになって身動きが取れなくなる
The stage collapsed and her head legs got stuck under the steel frame. She couldn't move.
もがいていると小さな瓦礫が落ちて
She
体の
struggled
下に散らばる
and the debris fell under her body.
その瓦礫から頭を守ろうとして手の甲に怪我をする
She was wounded on the back of her hand while trying to cover her head.
頭を上げたところに大きな瓦礫が当たって致命傷を負う
She then raised her head and a large piece of debris fell on the top of her head to cause a fatal injury.
それで
And
今の話だと大きな瓦礫が2つ必要になるんです
there should have been two large pieces of debris.
手の甲を怪我させたものと頭頂部に当たったもの
One that hit the back of her hand and another that hit her head.
俺たちが見つけたそれらしい瓦礫は
But we only
一つしかなかったんですよ
but we only saw one piece of concrete that was large enough to hurt her.
その瓦礫が飛び上がってもう一度落ちてきたわけでもないし
It's not like the piece of debris bounced back up to hit her again.
頭に怪我をした状態で抱えてたら手のひらが綺麗なわけないよね
If she tried to cover her head with her hand after getting hit, the palm of her hand wouldn't be clean.
頭は致命傷なんだぜ当たった後に手を動かすことはできないはずだ
Her head injury was fatal. She couldn't have covered her head after being hit.
瓦礫は一つしかないのに目立つ傷は二つ
Two noticeable wounds, but only one piece of
手
debris.
の甲の怪我かすり傷なんかじゃなかったの
The wound on the back of her hand. Are you sure it wasn't just a scratch?
ちょっと待って
No, wait.
クニカちゃんどうしたの
What's wrong in her?
前提そのものが間違ってるとしたら
What if the whole premise is wrong?
手の甲の傷本当に瓦礫の下敷きになった後にできたのかな
We can't be sure if her hand was injured after she was pinned
手の
down.
甲は下敷きになる前に怪我したってこと
Before the steel frame came down.
これはどうかな
Listen.
ステージが崩れて 田中プロデューサーが頭を抱えたまま逃げる。
Sengyeon covered her head and ran while the stage collapsed.
その途中瓦礫に当たって手の甲に怪我をする。
Last when a debris fell and wounded the back of her hand.
それから鉄骨の下敷きになったとしたら、
And then the steel frames collapsed to pin her down.
抜け出そうと顔を上げた時、頭頂部に大きな瓦礫が。
She raised her head while trying to free herself, but a large piece of concrete hit her in the head.
つまり手の甲は他のとこで怪我したことになる。
That would explain how she got her hand injured somewhere else.
これで説明がつくでしょ。
That clears it up, right?
だから瓦礫も一つしか見つかってないのよ。
It also makes sense to only find one piece of debris. The fatal injury to the top of her head. Her legs were caught under a steel frame pinning her down. It's hard to tell if she died during the initial collapse.
でも
But
逃げる途中そうなったのに、チーフの遺体、事故前の位置から動いてないんですよ。
it's hard to assume that she ran since she didn't move from the same spot I last saw
な
her.
ぜ傷が2つできたかは説明がつかないってこと？
Does that mean you still can't explain why there are two wounds? There was a grave tension among the survivors.
すみません。俺のせいで。
I'm sorry. It's my fault. Do Yoon took a step back. Maybe she got hurt while running away, as Inahar pointed out. No point in dwelling on these strange things when it was obviously an accident.
時間を割く必要はないのに。
It was unnecessary for me to cling on to it.
あまりこだわらない方がいいよ。もっと苦しくなるだけだし。
Don't sweat it if you want to stay sane.
結論を出すのは僕たちのやることじゃないと思うよ。
It's not our job to draw any conclusion. Do Yoon nodded. But the sense of doubt still lingered. Sangyeon was remaining in the same spot. Sale's last remark revolved. I can't speak. Sale's last remark revolved around in his mind.
でも、もう少し早く見つけることができたらどうなってたかな。
Still, what would have happened if we found her earlier?
助けることができたかもしれないわ。
We could have saved her.
最初はステージを見回る余裕はありませんでしたよ。
We weren't in any condition to check out the stage right after the collapse.
僕が気がついた時も、こっちでは何も聞こえませんでした。
Even when I woke up, this side was quiet.
おそらく彼女が亡くなったのは、最初に倒壊した時に近いと思いますよ。
I think she died when the stage first collapsed.
どうせダメだったってことか。
Are you saying her death was inevitable?
そんなひねくれたこと言うなよ。何言ってるかわからないのか？
Don't be sarcastic, you know what I'm talking about. Regarding the discovery of Sengyeon after her death. It was beyond our control, I'm pretty sure it's... I mean, I don't think there's anything they could have done. No, that's wishful thinking, but being realistic, I don't think there was anything they could have done. It's gonna sound dark, but I'm going with that.
不可抗力だったと思います。
I just think there was nothing we could have done.
ナオトの言った通り、俺たちが気づいた頃にはもう手遅れだったと思います。
Like Sale said, it was too late by the time we woke up.
残念ですが、今変えられるものは
It's a
何
tragedy.
もありません。
It's a tragedy, but there was nothing we could have done to save her. Yeah, I mean, if she was alive when they all woke up, then, you know, if she was on the floor injured, she would have been screaming for help. So I don't think that would have worked.
そうね。ごめんなさい。
I'm sorry we're talking about something unpleasant.
僕たちにも重要な課題があるじゃないですか。
We have an important task at hand.
そう。ここから無事に抜け出すこと。
Yes, getting out of here safely. Yeah, fuck you.
生きている者は生きるべきだってことじゃねえか。遠回しに言いやがって。
Why are you making this so complicated? You're basically saying that we survivors should get out of here alive. Haesung suddenly snorted.
たく。呆れたぜ。
This is absurd.
あんた何？
What's your problem?
ずっと静かだったんで一人だけ救助されたのかと思ったぜ。
It was so quiet that you thought she had already been rescued.
くだらないこと言うつもりならしばらく黙っててくれない？
I wish you just shut up if you were gonna blabber nonsense.
急にみんなして悲しんでるふりしておかしくないか？
I just think it's funny you would suddenly mourn for her.
ぶっちゃけ俺以外全員プ
Bro!
ロデューサーのこと嫌いだったよな。
I don't think anybody's happy she's dead, man. Let's be honest, nobody liked her except me, right?
いちいち逆らって陰口叩いてたんだろうがよ。
You guys always went against her, talking behind her back and all that.
それは生前の話でしょ。今とは違うの。
That's when she was alive. After staring at Inha for a moment, Haesung turned his head.
プロデューサーの葬儀で喪主でもやる勢いだな。
Ha! He would be a good chief mourner at her funeral.
私に言ってるの？
Are you talking to me?
俺今レイナさん見てた？
Was I staring at you? Then I guess I was.
どうしてそんなこと言うの？
Bro, this guy's an asshole. Can we get him? Can we please remove him? Please. Hashtag cancel Haesung.
あんたね、乱暴なこと言わないでじっとしてたらどうにかなるわけ？
Why do you always have to be rude?
乱暴。俺の純粋な気持ちを無視されちゃ困るな。
Rude? I'm innocent. Haesung's eyes turned red. It was like Haesung was a member of Sengyon's fan club. He never had complaints about any of her directions or instructions. Haesung liked what Sengyeon liked and hated what she hated.
せめてずっとプロデューサーの味方だった俺が言ってやんなきゃと思ってな。
I was on her side all along, but I still think we need to get something straight. What to say to a defiant Haesung? Don't talk like that.
ユーマ、
Haesung,
そんな言い方はないだろう。
you shouldn't talk that way.
仕事に関する意見が違うのと悲しむのは全く別の話じゃないか。
They had their differences while working together, but mourning is a different thing. Thank you! The voice of reason! Oh my god. Du Yoon unthinkingly folded his arms over his chest. He tried to suppress the ache and pain in his heart.
お前も混乱してるんだろう。苦しいだろうな。
I know you're confused. I know you're having a difficult time.
でもこんなやり方じゃ
But you're not
何の役にも。
But you're not helping right now.
嘘。
Du Yoon,
俺胸が痛むんだ。
it's because my heart is aching.
頭も割れるように痛くて
I feel like my head's going to explode.
どうしてどんどん悲しくなるんだ。
Can things get any worse? Can they? Their gaze towards Haesung softened.
悲しいのはあんただけじゃないよ。
We are all sad.
生前の彼女と揉めたことはあるわ。でも今は心から痛んでいるのよ。
It's true we had our differences when she was alive, but I'm mourning her nonetheless.
信じてほしいの。
I hope you believe me.
レイナさん、ユーマも分かっているはずですよ。
You young, I'm sure Haesung knows. There was a heavy silence that lingered in the air. Some time has passed. Inha spoke up while staring at the end of her feet.
ベリスタって放送中止になるのかな？
Do you think they'll continue Beast? Yes? Yes? This should be obvious.
そうかもな。
Maybe.
何ヶ月もこの番組だけ頑張ってたのに。
We spent months on this show.
WBS だぜ。こんなことまで利用するに決まってるじゃないか。
WBS would probably take advantage of this
ベ
situation.
リスタ潰れかけていた番組だぞ。
B-Stars was going downhill.
プロデューサーがここまでヒットさせたのにこのまま終わらせると思うか。
But the show regained its popularity thanks to Sangyeon. I don't think they'll just throw it away.
で、これからも今までのように大きな口叩くってこと？
So, are you just gonna keep acting up like you have until now?
この 番組さえ続けられるならいくらでもやるぜ。
By any means, if the show can go
続
on,
けるかどうかは俺たちが決めることじゃないんだぞ。
we do not get to decide whether the show continues or not.
まるで他人事だな。最下位の俺もやる気出してんのに。
You are a part of the show, even the underdog gets to exercise his rights here.
ランキングとか放送中止とか今はそんなのどうでも。
Ranking, cancellation of the show, that's not what's important right now.
はいはい。下から2番目は最下位じゃないってことか。
Oh, right, you're not the one in last place, but second to last, so you'd rather relieved, huh?
番組でも今の状況を知りたがってんだろ。終わるはずないんだよ。
The production crew's curious about the situation too. It's not over.
静かに。
Guys, wait.
何か聞こえない？
Can't you hear that? Oh, a roaring sound echoed around in the ruin.
崩れるのか。
Is the whole place coming down? Dust flew around when the debris fell.
みんな大丈夫？
Is everyone alright?
まさかこうしてどんどん危なくなっていくんじゃ。
What if it gets more dangerous? Everyone's faces turned pale. It was the first tremor they had felt since finding the body. It was natural for them to feel restless.
待て、今
Wait! A large steel plate came falling down and almost crushed Hae-sung.
大丈夫か。
Are you okay?
やばいとこだったぜ。
This is insane.
救助隊の顔を見る前に死ぬかも。
We'll die before the rescue team arrives.
他に居場所がないか探した方がいいんじゃ。
Shouldn't we look for some other place to stay?
それとも救助隊に連絡した方が。
Or we can ask the rescue team for advice.
私のは繋がらないわ。みんなはどう？
I can't make a call right now. What about you guys?
僕のもダメです。まさか
Me
今の揺れ
neither.
のせいで
It must be the tremor.
今の見たか。俺ギリギリで助かったぞ。
Didn't you see? I just barely escaped death.
散歩がてら一通り回ってみようぜ。なあ。
We should take a look around. Think of it as taking a walk.
ねえ、他のところもチェックしといた方がいいんじゃない？
Yeah, we should also check other places.
はい、ステージが崩れるかもしれませんから。
The stage could be dangerous too.
これ以上崩れたら残りの道までなくなるかもしれないじゃないですか。
If the stage collapses any further, whatever passages we have could be buried away.
3人はああ言ってるが
So 3 people agree.
探した方がいいのかな？それとも
Do you think we should go looking, or... Yeah, we should search the area around.
まずはステージの周辺から確かめてみましょう。
Let's take a look around the stage first.
状況は変わり続けていますから。
Things could change at any moment.
外から何の指示もなかったのに動いてもいいのかしら？
Would it be okay for us to move without instructions from outside?
無茶をせずに道を探すくらいなら。
We could look for some passages as long as we're cautious.
ここでじっとしてるのもある意味無茶だぜ。
I don't think sitting here and doing nothing will keep us safe either. Yeah, of course you would say that.
万が一に備えるって考えよう。
Let's think of it as preparing for the worst.
選択肢がなくなる前にです。
Before we run out of options. Yu Young and Gyu Hee will look around silently. Ooh.
それじゃあ気をつけて回りましょう。
Then let's all be careful.
無理して探そうとしない方がいい
Don't try to clear the path.
少しでもおかしいと感じたらすぐ言うのよ。
You see anything strange, tell us immediately.
気をつけながら回ってみよう。
You should all be careful.
じゃあ抜け出せるとこはないか。しっかり探してみようぜ。
Then let's go find our escape route. The group carefully headed towards the area around the stage. Investigation started. The judges section. Sengyeon's body lay behind it. she was hidden from the view of the stage. There could be another collapse here. It won't be safe. Tables and chairs for judges are located in front of the stage. Sengyuan's body is not visible from the stage since they block the view. The audience area had been hit with the most damage. The ceiling had completely come down. There was an exit on each side of the audience area, but this one was completely buried. It would be hard to find anything from this side. This spot suffered less damage compared to the other side. An exit sign was dimly lit. There are some gaps where they could crawl through the wreckage. An emergency exit is near the back of the audience section. People escaped through that exit. Underneath the collapsed ceiling, a small chasm could be seen. He checked the audience area but couldn't find any safe spots. He looked towards the right of the stage. The focus on Do-Yoon's attention moved from the broken steel frame to the ceiling. This side looked much worse. The steel frames completely gave way here. It was just a matter of time until this place collapsed more. This was a steel frame that used to support the roof structure. The force must have been intense enough to bend the steel frame. A steel frame was bent as a result of the stage collapse. It is still holding up, but it won't last for long. Gee whiz! There was a staff corridor to the right side of the stage. It's blocked by a pile of concrete rubble, so it seems impossible to open the door. They could also use the exit on the other side to get to the backstage area. It won't hurt to check out the other side. A staff-only passage links to the back of the stage. In order to use the passage, a pile of concrete blocking the entrance must be removed. The right side of the stage looked pretty bad. There could be additional collapse. They walked to the left of the stage. Well, this looks a bit nicer in comparison. The spot had suffered less damage compared to the other side. The steel frame was the only thing holding the ceiling up. Nice. Do-Yoon looked up at the ceiling. Thanks to the steel frame, this side still remained intact. All they could do now is pray that the steel holds out until the rescue team arrives. The ceiling above the audience seats has collapsed. The ceiling above the stage is still holding up. It could fall down at any time without a warning. It was a staff corridor leading to the central corridor behind the stage. It looked better than the one on the other side. What awaits behind the door is unknown, but it might be possible to get to the waiting room through this exit. A passage for staff leading to the back of the stage. It looks relatively safe without any fallen debris or damage. After investigating the stage, the group reassembled.
で、どうでした？
So how did it look?
私はステージ裏の左側の通路がいいと思ったわ。
The left passage behind the stage looked fine.
中央廊下につながるドアのことですよね。
You mean the door to the central corridor?
瓦礫もほとんどないし、ドアもあまり壊れてなかったわ。
Yeah, there wasn't much debris and the door looked intact.
今は閉ざされていますけど、無理やり開けても大丈夫でしょうか？
It was closed. Do you think we could try to open it?
さあ、私にもわからないわ。
Well, I hadn't thought about that yet.
やっぱ観客席の方の非常口が一番いいと思う。
I guess the exit by the audience area looked like the best option.
みんなそこから抜け出したんだろ。俺たちも行ってみようぜ。
I heard everyone evacuated through that exit. We should try too.
ステージ裏の右側の通路はどうでしょう？そこが非常口に一番近いんですよ。
What about the right passage behind the stage? Is the one closest to the exit?
そこは全部崩れて通れないだろうが。
The area in front of that door is a total wreck.
お前が言ってる観客席の非常口はどうなんだよ。
And is your precious exit by the audience area intact?
右側の通路は瓦礫をちょっとだけ片付けたらいけるんだぞ。
We just have to move some debris to make it through the right passage.
観客席の方からはもう脱出した人がいるっつってんだろ。
People have already escaped through the audience area, but yeah, but there's nothing saying that since that time has passed, something's collapsed and there's no longer a viable escape option.
この分だと 安全が保証されてるってことだろ。
It's a guaranteed escape route.
でも今は全部崩れてる。
It's completely
死亡
ruined.
が保証されてるね。
It's a death wish.
隙間を這いつくばって通ればいいじゃないか。
We could crawl through the gap.
もういい。私はレイナさんに賛成よ。
Forget it. I agree with you, Young.
でも右側の通路も
But the right passage is... The right side is more heavily damaged than the left side. The back of the stage could be accessed via the left passage. All the other passages have been buried. The group's opinion were divided on the issue.
僕は決められそうにない。
I
君はどうだ？
I can't make up my mind. What about you?
ステージ裏の左側の通路にした方がいいと思うわ。
Don't you think the left passage behind the stage will be a good choice?
観客席の方の非常口はもう脱出口に使われたんだぞ。
I told you the exit by the audience area was already used as an escape route.
ステージ裏の右側の通路が非常口から一番近いんですってば。
I told you the right passage behind the stage is closest to the exit. Du Yun was also there when they took a look around the stage. Which would be the most safe and suitable place?
どうやら行けそうなところは
I guess our choice should be... The ceiling above the audience seats have collapsed. The ceiling above the stage is still holding up. You could fall down. Well, I mean, I'd probably go the left side. How would you suggest? Well, no, yeah, let's go the left passage. Why wouldn't
ス
you?
テージ裏の左側の通路だと思う。
The left passage behind the stage. The last thing you want to be is like crawling through stuff or removing debris and what have you, and then have the thing collapse on top of you before you have time to react.
レイナさんの言う通り、ドアも一番まともだし、
Like Yu Yong said,
周りも瓦礫が少ないからな。
there's only a little amount of debris and the floor looks intact.
彼の言う通りよ。
Couldn't agree more with Du Yun.
まずは一番安全そうなところから確かめてみましょう。
We need to check the route which seems the most intact.
ドアが開いても中が大丈夫なのか？
But would it be safe to go in after opening the door?
見た目から危険そうに見えるところよりは
I think it's
まだい
better.
い方じゃないか
I
しら。
think it's better than taking seemingly risky routes.
こんな状況だし。
We need to play it safe.
でもあっちの方が非常口に近いのに。
That way is closer to the
安
exit.
全が保証されてる脱出口を無視する気か。
To be honest, Haesung, I just want to go against you. No, I'm not choosing other people. I'm just choosing against you.
結果を受け入れなさいよ。ベリースタの出演者らしくね。
You're a B-Stars contestant, so accept your loss. Yeah, you're in last place. Shut the fuck up. The group headed towards the left passage behind the stage, as Yu Yong suggested.
ドア開けてみます。
Okay, let me open it. No, can we have Haesung open the door? Because if there's like a zombie or something behind that, he can be the first to go.
もしものことがあったらいけないからな。
We'll do it together just in case. Nice. The door suddenly flung open. Suddenly, the place began to shake again.
よりによって
Ah! Why now? Ah! What is it?
観客席の方です。また崩れたみたいですよ。
It's the audience area. It collapsed again.
反対側も崩れてる。
The same thing happened to the door on the other side. A cloud of debris came falling down in the audience area suggested by Haesung, and in the right passage suggested by Say. Thank you! I feel so vindicated right now. If we had gone that way, Du Yun shuddered at the thought.
ここはなんともないぞ。壁が支えてくれたのか。
But this place is intact. The walls are still supporting it, I guess.
よかった。大変なことになるところだったわ。
Oh god, that was a close call.
だからあっちより壊れてなかったのね。
Now I see why this place is relatively intact. Sale raised his hand.
みんなで一緒に入るんですか？
Do we all go in at the same time?
いきなり何言ってるの？
What do you mean?
みんなで行って閉じ込められたりしたらそれも問題なので。
If we all go in at the same time and get trapped, we could have a big problem.
別れて入ろうってこと？
Then what? Split the group?
廊下とステージに分けるつもりなら俺は絶対廊下だぜ。
If it's the corridor versus the stage, I'm going to the corridor, no matter what. Ah, yes, I'm with my favourite person, another bot. Sorry. Haesung stared at the wreckage of the audience area. The rest of the group also surveyed the surroundings.
あれ見てたら行ってみるべきだと思う。
That kind of tells me I should go inside.
行って道がなかったら結局ここに戻るしかなくなる。
If there's no path when we get there, we have no choice but to come back here.
ステージがそんなにいいならずっとここにいろよ。
If you like the stage so much, you can stay there. Sale cleared his throat.
意見を言っただけです。
It was just a thought. Sale was going to take the lead, but then he changed his mind and backed off. Another one!
それじゃあ
Hello, Birch.
お先にどう
They are coming here like a bad habit. Well, shall we go in?
ふざけるな。
Lousy ass.
俺
I'm
が
going
先に行く
first.
ぞ。
Haesun confidently walked toward the door. Sale, now left behind, bit his lip nervously.
ダメなところ選んだくせに。
He chose the path leading to death for us.
ナオト
Sale,
行こう。
let's go.
はい。
Yes. Ooh. What's on? This is looking a bit ominous. Ooh. It's so creepy.
ステージよりずっと暗いね。
It's darker here than on the stage.
頭と足元に気をつけろ。
Watch your step and protect your head.
スマートウォッチにライト機能はないんですか？
Is there a flashlight on the watch?
これが万能だと思ってるのか？
Do you think this watches everything? Oh, well, yours apparently does, mate.
ライト機能はないんだ。近くに当てたら
There's no
ちょっと
flash.
明るくなるくらいだな。
Maybe we're all bots, Richard Forrest. Maybe we're all bots. There's no flashlight on my watch, although it will shed some light if I hold it close enough. Maybe the bots were the friends we made along the way. Do Yoon put the watch closer to the dark area?
全然見えませんね。
It's no use. It's no use!
気をつけるしかないわ。
We need to be cautious.
通路やまともなところがないか探してみましょう。
Oh my god, another one. Alright, can I actually, like... report? Spam. Report. Another one. Let's see if there's a passage or intact area.
あまり無茶しないようにね。ちょっとでもおかしい
Oh,
感
no,
じ
did
が
I
した
do the wrong person? No. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. You done it yourself.
You did
Okay.
it.
Don't take any risk. Call me right away if something doesn't feel right.
道が把握できたらざっと手帳に書いてみます。
After I find the passage, I'll draw it in my notebook. The group carefully moved.
.確実に塞がってるね。 この裏が出口だっけ？
It's completely blocked. Behind it was the exit, right?
この先に長い廊下がもう一つあります。でもそこも崩れていると思いますよ。
And there's another long corridor outside. It must have collapsed too.
裏につながる道は他にないの？
Is there any other way out from the back?
俺の記憶にはないけど。
Aye, Sakura, indeed. There's more bots than actual comments here. Thank you very much for reminding me that I'm hosting a dead stream. Not that I know of.
ここが唯一の出口ですよ。保
This
証できます。
this is the only exit. I'm sure of it. Du-Yoon stepped on the debris and tried to move the door. The door didn't budge, as if the back was completely blocked as well.
ダメですね。
It's not going to work.
それじゃ仕方ない。
Then we have then we have no choice but to
クニカさ
Inha,
ん大丈夫か？
are you okay?
ドアの前に来たらなんかちょっと煙たいんだけど。
Ugh, now that I'm standing before the door, there's an acrid smell.
これ以上確かめなくてもいいわ。
Let's skip this place. We don't even have to look.
スタッフの休憩室、実は2つ目の楽屋なんです。
The staff lounge. It was more like another dressing room.
実際に出演者が使ってたからな。
Sorry. It was indeed used by the contestants rather than the staff.
部屋の設計からめちゃくちゃだな。楽屋狭すぎだし。
They messed up the floor plan. The dressing room was just too small.
楽屋に入れなかったスタッフは奥の廊下で待機してたんです。
The staff had to wait in the corner of the corridor.
悔しいなら出演しな。
Stop complaining. Why didn't you become one of the contestants then?
余計なこと言うんじゃなかっ
Ah, just forget what I said.
一応
Let
会って
me
みます。
let me open it, for I am the main protagonist. No, I guess it's not
開
happening.
かないな。
I can't open it.
そんなに力ないのかよ。りょうさん、ちょっとどけ。
You need to try harder. Step aside. Let me do it. They could see a pile of debris through the crack in the door.
崩れてるよここ。
This place is ruined.
ドアが天井を支えているのかもしれないぞ。
The door might be supporting the ceiling.
このままにしときましょう。
Then we better leave this place alone. The men's restroom. Oh boy.
キモいんだけど。
Something feels funny.
死ぬかもしれないってのに、そんなこと言ってる場合か。
Who cares how you feel? We are in a life or death situation here. Hashtag cancel Hey Son.
女子とトイレにしか入れなくてもそんなこと言ってられるかな？
Would you say the same thing if the women's restroom was the only place we could go to?
当然だろ。生きるためなら何でもやるぜ。
Of course, if that's what it takes to survive.
口だけはカッコつけて。
You sound so pretty. I think that's supposed to say petty. I don't know.
かっこいいのは口だけか？
Oh, okay, maybe not.
見た目もかっこいいだろ。
Yep, I know I sound pretty, just like my face.
水が必要になるかもしれないわ。
We might need some water. The cancel of thirst that's apparently happening here.
救助が遅れたら喉が渇くかもしれませんしね。
If the rescue team gets delayed, we might get thirsty. Yes, we might start getting thirsty for the other people here.
とりあえず
Let's check
調べて
first.
みよ
オッケー、行ってみよう。
Okay, let the search begin. Step, 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 step.
鏡が割れてます。どこかを支えているってことですよ。
The mirror is broken, which means it was supporting something.
蛇口も壊れてる。
The faucet is broken
溜まって
too.
る水ならどうにか使えるかもしれないけど。
Although we might be able to use the water from that puddle. Yeah, the water with all the bits of glass in it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
正直あまり安全そうに見えないけど。
To be honest, this place doesn't look safe.
この先のこと考えたら安全とは言えないな。
I'm not sure if this place would last for long. The rest of the group surveyed the area as well.
出た方がいいわ。
We need to get out of here.
外れか。まあ用を足せる場所があるからいいか。
Well, that was a waste of time. At least we have a place to take a dump. Thank you, Inha, for the insightful comment. Yes, I suppose you're technically true. We have a place to go if we need to take a dump. Yes.
なんでもかんでもいやいいってもんじゃないぜ。
Could you please not dump out words like that? Hey, Sung's the comedian here, folks.
一発叩かれたいの。
Do you want me to slap your face instead?
一括入れてやろうか。
Oh, for God's sake. Did you dump out your manners instead?
あのな、
Guys,
いい加減。
stop.
3人ともくだらないこと言ってないで出てきてくださいよ。
Don't you lump me with these guys? All three of you, please stop the nonsense and get out of here. Do not dump me with these other two losers, okay? Seal-chan, thank you.
俺は何も言ってないんだけど。
I didn't say anything.
とにかく出てきてください。
Anyhow, get out of there.
多目的トイレよ。
The
このく
rest-
らいの広さだけど。
The restroom for the disabled. There's only one stall.
全員で入るには狭そうだな。
We can barely crawl in. Nope, you're not going in that way.
それに開かない。外れだな。
It won't even open. It's a bust.
ねえ、今思い出したんだけど、
By the way, come to think of it,
多目的トイレのドアって自動ドアじゃなかった？
the door of the restroom for the disabled, shouldn't it be automatic?
とりあえず取り揃えただけなんで
The result of shoddy construction.
必須設備の一つらしくて慌てて適当に工事したんですよ。
It was a required facility. Such slapdash construction. Dude, how did the construction team get away with this? No, no, no.
いくらなんでもこんな手抜き工場。
They cut corners to meet the deadline. Out of context, it sounds like out of context what I'm about to say would get me cancelled. But this game is just saying fuck the disabled.
まあとにかくここは捨てようぜ。
Take this place off the list. Another bot. Report. The dressing room. At least the door looks intact.
開くかもしれません。
We might be able to get it open. Get the 8, turn it 90 degrees, and you have infinite. We're gonna get infinite bots here. Sail slowly turn the doorknob. The door opened with a creak.
これが出口だったらマジすごかったな。
I wish this was the exit.
気が抜けること言わないでくれる？
You're such a party pooper. Every party needs a pooper, that's where they invited you.
中を確かめてみましょう。
Let's look inside.
オッケー。入るぞ。
Okay, I'm going in. Buried stars. Dresses. Oh my god, what the?
マネキン見るの初めてじゃないでしょ？何驚いてんのか。
That was a very good attempt of a jump scare game. Very, very, very clever. Scared? You've never seen a mannequin before?
真っ白なもんが バッと出てくるからだろ。
It appeared out of the darkness.
お前もギョッとしたじゃねえか。俺が見てないとでも思ったか。
I know you were scared too. I saw your face, you know. Inha walked right past Tae-sung, who was still fuming with anger.
状態はまあまあ悪くないみたいよ。
It looks passable.
ここで粘るのはどう？
Why don't we set up camp here? Oh yeah, set up camp next to the broken radiator and all the cracks in the wall. Nah, yes, good idea, Inha. The group surveyed the room.
狭い部屋にいる時に崩れたりしたらもっと大変なことになるかもしれない。
We could be in bigger trouble if we get trapped in a small room when another collapse occurs.
これ以上天井が崩れたらドアが開かないかもしれないしな。
If the ceiling comes down any lower, the door might get stuck.
壁の上の方。
Oh, there's
火が入ってる。
a crack on top of the wall. Yeah, we're not staying here.
どう
No.
やら無理みたいね。
I guess we went too far.
この建物
This building
一
is
体ど
pathetic.
うやって建てたんだよ。
一番安全な場所はステージだっていう結論になるかもしれないわね。
Maybe the stage is the safest place after all.
行く場所がなければきっとそうなるでしょうね。
Unless we have any other options.
これ以上用がないならさっさと出ようぜ。
Let's get out of here if there isn't anything else to see. Are we going back to the stadium? The ladies.
女子トイレどう見ても崩れてますよ。
The women's restroom is destroyed.
ドアが開くかやってみよう。
See if you can at least open the door. Nope.
見ての通り。
As you can see,
ドアがこんな様子じゃ避けた方がいいぞ。
we ought to avoid the place considering the condition of the door.
びくともしないのか。
It won't even budge.
気になるなら引っ張ってみて。そっとね。
Pull it if you're curious. Not too hard though. That's what she said.
どう？答え出たでしょ？
See, we can go now.
そうだな。ここはダメだ。
Right. This place won't work.
これ楽屋の裏につながるドアなんでしょ？
Is this the door leading to the back of the dressing room?
そうです。スタッフが中央廊下を避けて行き来するときに使っていた道です。
Right, it's the passage used by the staff to bypass the central corridor.
狭くて倉庫代わりに使ってたから汚いと思いますよ。
It's small, messy, and dirty, since we also used it to store some things.
それでも確認はしておこ
We should check it anyway. The door easily flung open.
スタッフたち、なんで中央廊下じゃなくてこっちを利用してたんだ。
Why did the staff use a different way instead of using the central corridor?
邪魔になるからだろ。
Because they would get in the way.
廊下を取ったシーンにスタッフが出てきちゃうだろ。
It's not pretty if the staff members are seen in the corridor on TV.
出演者の塚本優馬様がうまく説明してくださいました。
That was an excellent explanation, dear contestant.
ひどいね。
That was a bit much.
そんなのいちいち言ってたらキリがありませんよ。
Let's not even get into the details.
出演者は振り回されるだけで済みますけど、スタッフは使い捨てる駒のようなものでした。
Contestants were like the important chess pieces, but staff members were just mere pawns.
とにかく廊下の方を確かめましょう。
Anyhow, let's check the corridor.
ああ、行ってみよう。
Yeah, let's go. I like how they got posters of the characters, of the contestants, even though this isn't seen by the public.
さっき聞いたけど、ほんと狭いね。
I know I was warned about it already, but this place is darn narrow.
普段もスタッフ同士でステップがずれたりしてました。
So narrow that the staff used to step on one another. I think some of the staff members would have liked that, being stepped on.
韻を踏んだつもりか。
Was that supposed to be funny?
お前はかわいそうだと思わないのか？あんなに大勢のスタッフがこんな狭い廊下を走り回ってたんだぞ。
Don't you feel sorry for the staff? Imagine all those staff members running around in this narrow corridor.
さあな。悔しいなら有名になれば。
If you were so unhappy, why don't you become successful?
ま、ステージよりもお前の態度の方が先にめちゃくちゃになったからな。
It goes to show how irrational you are.
お前の生意気な態度見る俺の気持ちもめちゃくちゃだぜ。
It goes to show how cocky you are. What? No.
ユウマくん、いい加減やめなさいよ。
Hey, son, that's enough.
へいへい。2位がおっしゃるなら黙りますよ。
Of course, second place has spoken.
ここ、ドアはいくつあるの？
How many doors are there?
4つです。
There are 4.
今入ってきたドア以外に見れそうなところは楽屋の裏口、中央廊下の出口があります。
Other than the door we just used, the rear door of the dressing room and the entrance door at the central corridor exit should be worth checking out.
あと一つは？
What about the last one?
スタッフの控え室のドアだけど、さっき見た通り崩れてました。
It's the staff lounge door, but as you've seen, it's damaged. The group walked towards the door in front of them.
これが楽屋の裏口よね。
Is this the rear door of the dressing room?
開けますね。
I'll open it. No, you're not. Do you turn the door knob, but the doors are not open.
鍵がかかってるの？
Is it locked?
ちょっと待ってください。
Hold on a second. No, it opened.
ドアが天井を支えているみたいです。
The door seems to be supporting the ceiling. He turned it harder, but nothing happened.
だったら無理やり開ける必要はない。
Then we shouldn't try to open it.
開けても楽屋に繋がってるだけだろ
Even if we open it, it'll lead to the dressing room anyway.
そうね。ここは放っておきましょう。
Right. Let's skip this place for now. Do Yoon step back from the door? I feel like this specific segment has maybe gone on a little too long.
次は奥の方。中央廊下の出口の方ね。
Next one is deeper inside, the one by the exit on the central corridor.
くっそ
Ah, damn.
足元に気をつけろ。
Watch your step.
もう引っかかったし
I tripped already, you know.
このドアはどこに繋がっているの？
Where does this door lead to exactly?
中央廊下の端です。崩れていたところ。
The end of the central corridor, which was collapsed.
じゃあ開けても出口なんかないってことか
Then there'll be no exit even if we manage to open it, right?
開くかどうかだけ確かめてみるよ。
I'll go check if it opens. The door opened outwards, but the debris stopped him from opening it any further.
これしか開かないのかよ
The door only slightly opened.
出たとしても中央廊下の端です。あまり意味はないですね。
It doesn't really matter because it leads to the end of the central corridor.
それじゃあこれで終わりか。
Then we are done here, aren't we?
とりあえず出ましょう。
Let's get out of here. So all that was a waste of time. Okay.
見れるところは全部見た。
I think we took a good look.
僕たちの選択肢は何でしたっけ？
So what options do we have?
大きく2つあるな。ステージに戻るか、ここのどこかにいるか。
Either we go back to the stage or stay here somewhere.
ここのどこかなら今僕たちがいる中央廊下と楽屋、スタッフ用の廊下、男子トイレぐらいですね。
If we decide to stay somewhere here, it's got to be the central corridor, dressing room, staff corridor, or men's restroom.
選択肢が気に入らないね。
I don't like any of them,
ステージに戻るのもちょっとな
but I don't feel like going back to the stage either.
照明がついてるところに行った方がいいんじゃない
Don't you think we should choose a place where there are some lights?
そんな場所はトイレと楽屋とスタッフ用の廊下しかないわ。
That's the restroom, dressing room, and staff corridor.
マシなのはトイレ
I guess the restroom is better than the others.
マシって何よ、マシって。
Are you out of your mind?
鏡割れてるの見えなかったのか？そこの壁、天井を支えてるんだぞ。
Didn't you see the broken mirror? That wall is supporting the ceiling.
他のとこの壁も全部そうだろうが。
The ceiling weight has to be supported anywhere you go.
ドアも一つしかないし閉じ込められるかもしれないぞ。
And there's only one door. You can get trapped.
ドアが一つしかないのも全部一緒だろ。
Well, they all have one door. The mirror on the wall is broken and the floor is wet. There's only one exit linked to the central corridor.
楽屋には表と裏2つのドアがありますが、
The dressing room has two, one in the front and another in the back.
部屋も広い方です。
It's got some space too.
そりゃあ他のとこに比べたら広く見えるでしょうね。
Well, compared to the other rooms.
壁にひびが入ってたろ。天井を支えているだけでもう精一杯なんだろうよ。
The wall has cracks. That place is barely supporting the ceiling.
裏口は全然開かなかった。ドアが一つしかないのと同じだよ。
The rear door is not even open, so there's practically only one door there.
全部ダメならステージに戻る方に1票を入れます。
If nothing works, I say we go back to the
せ
stage.
めて広い方がいいと思います。
The stage is an open place at least. Inside looks fine, but the entrance to the staff corridor was damaged, so you can get there only from the central corridor.
スタッフ用の廊下はダメ。
What about the staff corridor? No?
ドアが3つあるでしょ。2つはダメだけど。
It's got 3 doors, although 2 of them are useless.
おい、じゃあ一つしかねえじゃん。
Then it's 1 door.
あのクソ狭いところに一列に並んで瞑想でもしろってのか。
What do you want to do? Sit in a line and meditate?
あのね、誰もそこが一番いいだなんて言ってないじゃない。
I'm not saying we must choose the staff corridor.
それに狭いとか広いとか何の関係があんの？どうせ喋ったばっかりしてるくせに。
And since when I do care about the room size, you'll be busy playing with Fatter anyway. A narrow passage behind the staff lounge and dressing room. It can be used to access the door leading to the central corridor. All other doors are blocked.
私も狭い場所は苦手よ。
Actually, I'm a bit claustrophobic myself.
なんとか前向きに考えようとしてるけど、窮屈すぎると息が詰まりそうで。
I'm trying to get better, but I can barely breathe in a confined space.
そのこと、中央廊下にいるのはどう？
Another one! Oh, hello! Welcome. Thank you for joining my stream. Now be gone. How about staying here in the central... Bro! They're spawning everywhere! Go to channel. No. Report. How about staying here in the central corridor?
薄暗いけど、全然見えなくはないし。
It's dark, but we can still see.
状況を見て、楽屋とかステージに行ったらいいじゃない。
If something happens, we can go to the dressing room on stage. A central passage in the back of the stage, which is linked to the men's restroom, staff corridor, and dressing room. The exit at the end of the corridor is impassable.
僕は実際に見たらステージが一番安全だと思います。
I looked around, and I think the stage is the best.
外でも他のどこかに避難しろとは言ってないし、
The rescue team didn't say anything about evacuating to another place.
廊下の端の方はすでに崩れています。またいつ崩れてもおかしくない状態です。
The end of this corridor has collapsed already, and the rest could collapse at any minute.
結局一番安心できる場所はス
Over
テージじゃないでしょうか。
Overall, I think the stage is the least risky.
でも、ステージに戻ったら。
But if we go back to the stage, that's where...
そうだよ。ステージには
Yeah, the stage is where Sengyon's body was in the stage area. The two of them didn't finish their sentences, but everyone knew what they were going to say.
ステージの方はまだ空間に余裕があります
The stage still has enough space.
審査員席の方に行かなくても
We
いいは
wouldn't
ずですよ。
we wouldn't have to go to the judges section. The conversation ended by listening to each other's different opinions.
安全に持ちこたえるのが目標なのに。
The goal is to stay safe.
じゃあそれぞれ自分の好きな場所に分かれる。
Should we all just split up?
個人
No.
プレイはダメよ。
No, that's a terrible idea. Never ever say that again, Haesung, or else we will be leaving you alone. See how you like it. We need to stick together.
りょうちゃん、あんたは何か言いたいことないの？
Dooyun, do you have anything to say?
君はどう思う？
What do you want to do, Dooyun?
あ、
Oh.
俺は
So we can actually see a map here as well, right? S. Well, if the intention is to stay safe. I don't know. I feel like the stage would be the best place, but I'm not too sure. I feel like it's got to be the central corridor, or it's got to be the stage. The rest seem too confined. Unless something were to happen, like if one of the doors break, you're done. Or is it the central corridor? Which is the best option? Central passage in the back of the stage, which is linked to the men's restroom, stock corridor, and dressing room. Oh no! 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 I did not mean to press that. Oh shit! Can I go back? Hold on. Can I go back? No! I don't want to go in the dressing room. No! That was a mistake. No. I can't go back at all. Like there's no like save state or something. No. Alright. I'm gonna regret this.
僕はそこも危険だと思うな。
I think it's dangerous.
みんながそこを選択するなら従うよ。でも考え直した方が良くないか？
I'll go along if everyone decides to go there, but I think you should reconsider.
そこ、裏口が開かないくらい圧力がかかってるんでしょ？
The rear door won't even budge since you were stuck there under the pressure.
私はステージに戻った方がいいと思う。
I say we go back to the stage.
そうかな。
Is that so?
僕も意見を言っただけです。他の意見を受け入れることもできます。
I am just saying, I'm open to other ideas. The conversation stopped briefly. A sudden, loud sound roared through the corridor. The ground shook for a moment and dust fell from the ceiling. Gyuhyu shook his head while brushing off the dirt.
やっぱり無理だよ。
This isn't going to work. The group slowly took a look around.
ここを出よう。
We should get out of here.
出るのはいいけど、どこに？
I like that, but to where?
他に選択肢がない。
To the stage, no other choice. They put their heads together, but there was no solution.
散々歩き回っといて元の場所に戻るのか。
Back to where it all began? What a waste of time. I can't believe I pressed the wrong... Wow, okay, yeah, this is looking worse.
ここを離れた時より少し崩れてる。
It looks worse than when we left it.
廊下にいた時揺れたせいかな。
Is it because of the tremor that occurred when we were in the corridor?
今見るとここは避けれる場所もある。
Now that I look at it, this place has at least some spots for us to stay safe.
結局元の場所に来ちゃったか。
Jeez.
まったく
Back to square one.
ここの状態救助隊に伝えた方がいいかしら。
Should we tell the rescue team about the situation here?
私がかけてみるね。
I'll try to make a call. Inha called the rescue team and the group quietly listened in. Every time there was a noise, Inha frowned.
ああ、耳痛。
My eardrums are about to pop.
で、なんか言われたか。
Just tell us what you heard.
こっちの状況は分かったって。
They get the situation. I mean, I should hope so. You've told them about 3 times now.
ステージで待ってほしいんだって。他の場所に行かずに。
Told us to wait in the stage and to avoid other places.
ここもあまり安全だとは思えないけど。
But it's not that safe here either.
狭いところにいる方がもっと危険だったことかもしれないな。
They're probably saying that it's more dangerous to stay in a small place. Thank you. That's why I wanted to pick the stage. But I misclicked.
今はとりあえず言われた通りにしましょう。
For now, we don't have any choice
方法がないからね。
but to follow their instructions. Their nervous gaze wandered around the stage.
別に喋っただけが楽しみだぜ。
Fata is the only good thing I have left now.
何？また勝手なこと投稿する気か？
Why? What are you going to post this time?
俺の勝手だろが。
Who cares what I post? To Hae-sung, who says Fata is working. Nah, fuck him. Better to save the battery.
ユーマ、バッテリーを節約しておけ。
Hae-sung, we might need the battery for later.
あ？バッテリー？
What? Battery?
これくらいでそんな減るわけないだろ。
This has nothing to do with the battery, okay?
喋ったあのことまで口出しするのかよ。
You're not going to stop me from using Fata. I am a boy on the internet. I need to use social media. You cannot stop me. No matter what you do.
俺がイカれたやつだから。これ見てると思ってるのか？
It's not like I'm a psychopath.
俺も焦ってるんだよ。
I'm nervous.
怖いんだよ。
I'm nervous too, you know.
そんな意味で言ったんじゃないでしょ。
Nobody meant that.
つくのよ。
Calm down.
みんな何も知らないくせに。
You don't know anything.
プロデューサーがあんな。
How could Sengyeon be... Hae-sung suddenly fell silent while looking at his watch.
どうした？
What's the matter with you?
ユーマ、大丈夫なのか？
Are you okay, Hae-sung?
なんか変なものでも見たのか？
Did you find something? Hae-sung raised his head, his eyes red.
変なやつが一人出てきたぜ。
There's a wacko on Fata. I mean, it's social media, what do you expect?
また喋ったあの話か？お前な。
Talking about Fata again, would you please?
お前は引っ込んでろ。何も分かってないくせに。
Get off my case, you don't know anything.
超変なやつが出てきたんだぜ。
I'm telling you, this person's lost their mind.
どうしたの？一体何なの？
What? Who are you talking about?
誰のことか分かった。私も今見たの。
I know who you're talking about. I just saw them too. Du-Yoon also raised his watch and checked fatter. Hello, I'm Sang-Yeon Shin, the chief producer of Beastars. Rest assured, I'm already dead. And the top 5 contestants trapped there will be dead in no time. The 5 contestants deceived you from the start, and now all of them are preparing for the finals. We must make them pay for what they have done. What is this?
シェア数を見ろよ。驚くぜ。
Just look at the number of shares. It's crazy.
どうしてこんなにシェアされてるの？
What's the big deal? Why is everyone sharing this? And why have I got more bots? What's the big deal? Why is everyone sharing this?
面白くてしょうがないってことだろ。
They're just,
このイカレだ。
they're just having so much fun. What a crazy...
シェアみんな同意ってわけじゃないだろ。
Sharing it doesn't mean they all agree with that wacko, right?
そうよ。非難の意味もあるでしょうし、人によって違うはずよね。
Right, people share posts for all kind of different reasons.
とにかくシェアすること自体が拡散してるってことなんだよ。
But sharing it contributes to spreading false rumors.
投稿したアカウントプロフィール画像もないな。
The wacko's accent doesn't even have a profile photo. I thought the voiceovers was Korean and Japanese. I didn't think it was Chinese. I might be wrong. I don't know much about either language. Well, it wouldn't be Chinese. It would be like Mandarin or something. The wacko's account doesn't even have a profile photo.
きっと新しく作ったんでしょ？こんな勝手なこと書くために。
It must have been... Yeah, I'm sure it's Japanese. Community, no, library. It must have been recently created with the intention of spreading fake news.
ニックネーム以外には全然情報がないね。匿名アカウント。
The person's username is all we've got. It's an anonymous account. Yeah, I know... Yeah, I know the choices. I know one of them is definitely Korean, and I'm sure the other one was Japanese. I've heard them say like Watashi and Baka and stuff, so I'm assuming I've got Japanese dub. The person username is all we've got. It's an anonymous account.
あんな奴らいちいち気にしなくてもいいですよ。
Don't worry about the wacko.
頭が痛くなるだけです。
It'll just give you a headache.
皆さんそんな立場なんですから。
Any of you can become the target. Shale shrugged his shoulders after a brief stare.
ベリスタの視聴率は知ってますよね。顔も名前も知られてるんですよ。
You are competing in a popular show, Beastars. People know your name and face.
もうその辺の一般人じゃないってことです。
You are not an ordinary person anymore.
まだ正式デビューもしてないし、事務所のマネジメントも受けてないけど。
Although you don't even have an agency or made an official debut. I know the game is Korean. Because I'm pretty sure the default dub is Korean, but I'm sure... Because I did toggle through the options, so I'm pretty sure it is Japanese dub. And I know the game is Korean, but I'm pretty sure it's in Japanese dub. Sale stared at Inha.
才能や魅力を世界に知らしめたとか。
You might have already proven your talent and charm to the world.
人格はめちゃくちゃだけど、運と人脈がある。
Or you could be a complete jerk who just has insane connections and luck.
おい、どこ見てんだよ。
Why the hell are you looking at me? Because you're an insane jerk? Hae-sung and Sale's eyes met. Sale looked away.
とにかくほぼタレント、つまり有名人なんですよ。
Anyways, you guys are what they might call celebrities.
関心、妬み、そして応援、非難、反応は人それぞれです。
But people's response to a celebrity can take a range of forms, such as such as interest, jealousy, support, or criticism.
有名人はいいよ。いいけど。
What's not to like about what's not
こん
to
な
like
状
about a
況
celebrity?
であんなことまで気にしなきゃいけないの？
How can they say that under these circumstances? About the anonymous user pretending to be the dead producer. I'd assume it'd be better not to respond.
放っておいた方がい
We ought to ignore them.
い。無視した方がいいんだよ。反応すると
You show any interest, they'll go ape. They're like internet trolls.
相葉さんの言う通りです。
Duyun is right.
喋った上の噂って下手したらさらに炎上するんですよ。
If you mess with the father rumor, things can get out of control.
死んだ人になりすまして関心を求めてるのよ。しかも実際に関心を集めてるじゃない。それをほっとくの？
The wacko is wanting attention by impersonating a dead person, and they are actually getting that much attention. How can I ignore them?
プロデューサーのことは俺たちと救助隊しか知らない。
Only the production crew, rescue team, and us contestants are aware of her death.
で、何が言いたいんだ？
So what's your point?
思いついたままに喋ってるのよ。私たちに見せるためにね。
They are just saying whatever to provoke us.
事故が起きて、田中プロデューサーは行方不明になってるんだもの。
Because Sen-Yong had gone missing after this accident.
死んだ人になりすましたんじゃないと思う。知らないはずだから。
They are not trying to impersonate a dead person because they don't know about her
こっちが
death.
反応したらシェア数が上がるだけだろうな。
If we respond, the number of shares will only increase. Yu sadly looked at Duyun.
シェア数に執着して好き勝手に喋ってるアカウントって
There
結
are
構いるんですよ。
there are accounts everywhere trying to increase the number of shares.
好き勝手なこと喋ってバレたらアカウント削除して逃げる奴らなんです。
They just blabber nonsense on the web, but when things get out of hand, they just delete the account and disappear.
いちいち振り回されたらダメだってこと分かってるでしょ。
You know you shouldn't let them get you.
でも、なんでニックネームが T ヨシエなの？
But why choose the username S Seng-Yeon?
よりによって田中さんを
Why Seng-Yeon Shin's name?
ひょっとして彼女のこと恨んでるのかな？
Is S Seng-Yeon holding a grudge against Seng-Yeon?
そういえば、
I just remembered
プロ
something.
デューサー、変な手紙もらったことあるぜ。
One time, Seng-Yeon received a strange letter.
今回の撮影の前だと思う。
She received it before shooting this episode.
いきなりその話になるのかよ。
What's that got to do with this
あ
wacko?
のニックネームのせいで思い出したんだよ。
It just sprang to mind because of their username. Hae-sung claimed that he had seen an anonymous blackmail that had been sent to Seng-Yeon just before the show. It was composed out of magazine clippings. They didn't react on Fata, but the atmosphere didn't die out. They tried to ignore it, but their eyes were fixed on their watches. They felt restless, stuck at the sight of the collapse. They wanted to connect with the outside world somehow, but it was chaotic out there too.
喋った。喧嘩になりそうな雰囲気よ。
It looks like a war is going to break out on Fata. Without thinking too much, Du-Yoon looked at his watch. Wow, a new troll has arrived, but it's extremely unconvincing telling a lie that someone still alive has died, lol. I saved your post just in case and reported them to the broadcasting station. Just wait to be sued, lol.
外から見ても困惑するだろうな。
People out there must be as confused as we are.
やっぱりシェアされてるからって共感されてるわけじゃなかったのよ。
So I guess the number of shares doesn't mean that they all agree.
あんなデマ誰も乗らないに決まってるよ。
Who would want to get swayed by nonsense? Everyone, look forward to it. The show is not over yet. From now on, the real survival audition will begin. Now I'll introduce the top five members to participate in the survival audition.
もう一度紹介って何言おうとしてんだ。
Introductions again? What are they going to babble about this time? 5th place, Hae-sung Seo. I gave him a lot of support as he has good looks, but he deluded himself into thinking that he's really good. Damn, I mean, put the man in his place. I did everything I could to push Hae-sung up in the ranking. I got involved in the editing process and pressured the judges. People say that Birds of a Feather flocked together and that we were similar. That's bullshit. Don't compare me with such a talentless kid.
こいつ、こっちのことバカにしてんのか。
This wacko must be thinking I'm a doormat. 4th place, Do Yoon Han. He left the band and gained a lot of popularity, but at the same time, he seemed to suffer from people calling him a betrayer. Do you think Do Yoon and Masquerade were so close with each other? Then I did a great job editing. He called it a false accusation that he was a betrayer, and some fans really believed him. If he thought it was unfair, he should have explained himself or resigned. He is just waiting for the controversy to blow over, but he should act more aggressive to go up in the ranking. 3rd place, In-Ha-Oh. A cute girl. She has so much talent when compared to Hae-sung. Aren't you curious how this talented girl came out of nowhere?
まさか
Could this be? She hasn't talked about her past on TV yet, but many people think that's a part of her mysterious concept. Do you think she didn't want to? Do you think she didn't want to, or that she couldn't talk about it? What's she really like when not on stage?
何これおかしいけど
Something feels weird. 1st place, as always, is Yoo Hyuk Lee. He was born into a rich family, inherited excellent musical talent, and received a good education from his parents. A man truly born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He has talent and works really hard. He received a scholarship from his university. How likely is that for a rich student to get a scholarship intended for low-income students? I really respect him for his elaborate effort to make the best out of nothing, which includes stealing a precious opportunity from someone else, so another student couldn't receive the scholarship. But that was because they hadn't done their best, right?
横取りしたって
Stealing! And here we are with Yoo Young. What do we know about her? Remember Beloved, her own team that she destroyed? Or a panic attack that occurred when her luck was down, gaining her a lot of sympathy votes?
上よ
Sympathy votes. After she left the group, Yoo Young spent her free time working in a cafe as a barista. But just in case you didn't know, coffee is well known to aggravate panic attacks and depression. Her first panic attack occurred when she left her group, but she didn't have any while she was serving coffee as a barista, and then it came back on stage when she was in trouble. Interesting. That's about it. This wraps up today's introduction of the top 5 contestants. Please look forward to seeing the real survival show, and don't forget to vote. The top 5 contestants are showing no remorse and talking mindlessly without knowing that they are trapped there for punishment. They left me to die, but they will pretend as if nothing bad happened after they are rescued and continue to deceive their fans. I'm sorry, but I won't let it happen. You will pay for what you have done. I'm always with you. Even right now, I'm watching every one of you.
代償を払うだと
Make us pay? After seeing what S. Sengyeon wrote on Fata. Ooh. I mean, you can't say that's bullshit because it's obvious that they know a lot of stuff. This person is obviously a member of the production team, or the staff team, whoever this person is. So I don't think it's bullshit.
言い方がひどすぎるだろ
They are trying my patience.
もっともらしい言葉を使いやがって
Just mixing up some hearsay.
このままじゃ
It
空気
won't
は変えられないぞ
it won't die out like this.
こんな時になんて真似を
I can't believe they are doing that at a time like this. The two of them sighed deeply, and the moment of silence continued.
漏れたのよ何かが
Something must have leaked.
身元調査をしたって噂あったでしょきっとそれが漏れて
There had been a rumor about our background checks. Our personal info could have been leaked. A rumor that B-Star staff conducted background checks on the contestants beyond the scope of the contract in search of ideas for the show.
何を怯えてんだなんか後ろめたいことでもあるのか
Why are you shivering? Do you feel guilty about something?
どうしたお前も前科あんのか
Like a criminal charge or something? In-Ha's eyes widened.
言葉に気をつけてよね犯罪者のくせに
Watch your mouth. You're the criminal.
何ムキになってんだ正解だって認めるのか
Don't lose your nerves. Did I get it right? Shut up.
待ってください
Wait.
スタッフと関係者も全員秘密保持の対象なんです。
The staff members and officials are also subject to confidentiality agreements.
言いふらしたことバレたら訴えられますよ。
We can get sued for spreading rumors.
スタッフは口があってもないようなものです。本当ですよ。
The staff would surely keep their mouth shut at all times. I'm serious.
T 教えの投稿曖昧だけどもっともらしく書いてある。
S. Sengyeon's posts were vague but plausible.
変な感じがする。不吉で。
Something feels strange and eerie.
何も知らないのに適当に書いてるの
Are you sure S. Sengyeon doesn't know anything about us? S. Sengyeon is an anonymous Fatter account which appeared out of nowhere. The user behind the account was getting lots of shares and influencing the Fatter community with offensive remarks. Stories about the contestants that were embarrassing for all of them. There were stories that even contestants like Do Yoon weren't aware of. Feeling discouraged, Do Yoon looked towards the rest of the group. Their blank complexions gave away nothing. Were they feeling perplexed by the unexpected exposure of their pasts? Or were they frustrated about the lies spreading through the internet?
こうしている場合じゃないぞ
Not a good time to just sit around.
話をしてみないと状況が悪化するだけだ
Things will get worse if we don't talk about this. Do Yoon bit his lower lip. Okay, and with that, I think that's a good point to stop for the day. Thank you very much for joining me today. Hopefully I shall be able to stream again tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining, for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye.